Welcome to Illinois Rocks in my beautiful basement here. Always clean and always quiet. Today we're going to be working on Mexican crazy lace, or sometimes just called crazy lace. So it's a form of agate. It's like 65 to 90 million years old. It's really cool. I've done some of it before. We'll go through it. It's really neat. You'll see it's got a lot of banding on it, but it takes a long time to kind of finish it, and it's kind of subjective about how finished you want it to be because there's always going to be some pockets and everything in it. So let's take a look. Let's get started on it. Kind of excited to do this one. Thanks. So this is what I've got right now. None of these are super huge, but you'll see all the banding and everything that's in there. So it's kind of questionable how these are going to turn out. So we got the Hamilton on today. Looks nice. Like watches. But again, you know, just based on how much of the original shape we want to keep, we can kind of decide how long we want this to go. And also, I found this to be really good just to kind of throw in with other stuff. You got some extra space in a barrel. So I don't know. Let's fill this up. Let's get going. This is just one of my Coma Stone tumblers. Actually, one broke, and I reached out to them, and they were nice enough to send me another one. So kudos to them. Not the barrel, but the actual motor on the base seemed to get kind of toasted. So we got a bunch of different shapes there. Size wise, you probably put a little bit more in there. That looks pretty good to me. Alright. Yeah, I think it's good. But I didn't bring the water with me, so hang on. I mentioned it before, but comes mostly from northern Mexico, I guess the Chihuahua region of Mexico, so hence Mexican crazy lace, or sometimes it's just crazy lace. Again, one of my faves. So let's get some of this in here. But this will just run for months and months and months, usually before I have enough that I'm pretty happy with. So I'm going to start off with 3 scoops, 60-90 grit. Okay, we're going to seal this up. So this is going on the cool stone. I have it on a little bit lower power supply, so I'm actually going to crank the speed up to 3. Otherwise, I would normally just leave it at 1. We'll let this go for 7-8 days, and then I'll show you kind of what it looks like. It's going to take forever. So, but that's okay. It's fun. It's really neat when it's done. Alright, so this is the crazy lace after about 1 week in the tumbler. It was about 8 days, actually. You can see, like, how it's really cool it is with the banding. Like, it is gorgeous, but it is also gnarly as far as how much shape. I mean, it's like the nodules on there. Like, we can kind of leave it somewhat natural, but that's going to collect so much grit. And I really want to get these down. Just in the calendar, you could see a lot of edges getting knocked off, a lot more than usual. So what I'm going to do is I am going to run this in stage 1 over and over and over and over again until it looks pretty nice. And then I'm going to make the next kind of follow-up to this. And we'll start getting into stage 2, you know, 3 and 4, and finish this up, and we can see how gorgeous it is at the end. Alright, this is where we are though after just 1 week in stage 1. Alright, welcome back. As you can see, we've got a lot of crazy lace here. So let's see how much we can fit into a barrel here. We're all done with step 1. It's been many weeks of going through these here. We're going to fill this up. About 3/4, and put a little bit of ceramic media in there too. These are get some really cool shapes and stuff here. I mean, it's really pretty looking. Look at that one there. Some really cool stuff. So that'll be for another batch, another day. That looks pretty good to me. Let me grab some ceramics. I'm going to use up some of the last that I have and break it all in case you need it in a later stage. I have like some of my already broken in stuff over there. Alright, so that looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and find our stage 2 grit. Alright, we've got our stage 2 grit here. I'm going to go ahead and give it 3 spoonfuls. And you know what? I forgot my water here, so usually I do the water first just in case we have to dump some out, so we'll just have to be kind of careful. That should do it. Alright, we're going to seal it up. I'm going to put this in for 10 days and then we'll check back on it. Alright, welcome back. Crazy Lace has been in step 2 for 10 days, so I'm going to clean it up. Let's take a look and see how it's progressing. Alright, we've got a lot of variety and it is gorgeous. I mean, take a look at these here. I mean, compared to some of your other stuff, I mean, this is why this is one of my favorites. So, I mean, just take a look at all the different little swirls and everything in there. It tries to focus. This is really cool stuff. Yeah, this is not even wet anymore. And then I tried to leave some of, usually I kind of let this grind out, but I kind of tried to leave some of that texture in there. This one especially. But I am going to go ahead and wash it in some borax, or let it run in borax for, I don't know, half the day. It's like 6 in the morning, so I'll let it run while I'm at work. Try and get any bits of grit out of there. Although in theory, it should also have kind of worn since I left this in for 10 days, so I don't know. But anyway, we're going to get this cleaned up, and then we'll meet back, get stage 3 ready, and get it going. Alright, we gave everything a good bath. Now we're going to add our water. Just enough there, almost overdid it. And now we're going to add our stage 3, which I believe is 500. 3 scoops. Now we're going to seal this back up, and we will check on this in about 10 days or so. So stay tuned. Welcome back. It has been 10 days, and that Crazy Lace has been through stage 3, and I've run it through some borax, so I'm going to rinse it out. Let's take a look and see how it looks before it goes into that final polish. Alright, look at how gorgeous these are. I mean, these stones are looking, they're wet obviously, so that's going to make them look shiny here. But as we just kind of zoom in on a couple of these, I mean, these look absolutely fantastic. Some of these textured ones too, I'm really excited to see how they turn out in the final polish. So let's get the barrel loaded up, get them ready for their long final run. Alright, we're all set to go into the 8,000 on our micro alumina. So let's get our water in here. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Do 3 scoops because it's a 3-pound barrel. Just about used up what we have here, but we got plenty more. Alright, now we're just going to go ahead and seal this up. Let it run for a full 14 days. Put it through some borax and a little bit of ivory soap, and then we'll see how it looks. Alright, stay tuned. Alright, that Crazy Lace should finally be out of polish after all this time. So I'm going to rinse it off. We're going to get it set up, and what we're going to do is run it through a couple cycles of borax to clean it out. Sometimes there's a lot of little crevices and everything in here, so we really want to make sure it's really clean And after that, I'll run it through some Dove soap for a little while and then some water just to really get it clean. So it's gonna be about a 2-day process, but we'll get it set up here. Everything's looking pretty good, except this one piece did break on me here. So I'm gonna put it aside and we'll just add it to some other batch or whatever I'm working on. So we're gonna add our water. And oh my goodness, that's the wrong stuff. Okay, then we got borax here. Just from Walmart. And I usually do 2 scoops. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna just let it run. It's New Year's Eve, so later on tonight I'll swap it out, rinse it real good, do this again, and just let that run overnight. And then tomorrow morning, whenever I get up, I'll put some like grated Dove soap in there, let that run for a couple hours, and we'll give it a good rinse, and then we'll see what it looks like. All right, everything's been going overnight here. Let's take a look. These turned out like better than I could have even imagined. I'm gonna try and zoom in here, but if you kind of take a look at all the banding and just how totally awesome these are, I'm gonna show you a few of my favorites here. So this was really cool. It almost looks like there's like kind of a piece of glass at the top, just it's kind of translucent like that. So cool. This is another one of my favorites. This is one, you know, I didn't grind it as much, but I mean, like, look at just like, oops, excuse me, the texture and like the nodules on there. It's so gorgeous and like glassy smooth otherwise. This is actually my favorite of the batch. Like on the back side, I left a couple of these little holes kind of in there, and you got all the little swirls and ripples around them. And then when you turn it over, you kind of have the reverse of that. I mean, just so cool. I'll just give you a quick overview of the rest of them here that came out. See some of the others that had a little bit of texture on them. I mean, you can kind of see all the different bands, and those are just all like mineral deposits that evaporated over the years. Kind of keep going through everything else here. Another one, if we can get close enough. See a lot of that swirling and banding in there. It got a little chewed on the end, but that's alright. Everything else here, so I don't know how long this took in total. I'm gonna say 6 months, but totally worth it. I'm gonna flip this around. If you've never tried these before, a lot of fun. It's kind of a mixed bag on what you're gonna get when you order them. But sometimes it goes just by Crazy Lace, sometimes Mexican Crazy Lace. Again, thanks for sticking around all this time. Hope you enjoyed as much as I did. Thanks, and have a good one.